Is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. And your debt won't be the only thing keeping you up at night. Debt KO, free, impartial advice on all your debt.
Oscar Bevis, IFL TV MTK Global. Delighted to be joined by Mr. Zach Parker in the Matchroom residency bubble as Billy Joe Saunders defends his WBO super middleweight title against Martin Murray. And you fight Cesar Nunes for the WBO International super middleweight title. It's a bit of a mouthful. How are we?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. We're on fight week and waiting for fight on Friday now, so I just can't wait.
Is this frustrating? You say waiting for Friday. You don't really want to be doing the media, I sense. You just want to get in the ring, under the lights, and do the business now. Fight week's like the hardest week.
Yeah, it's the toughest week. Obviously, you got all the media all around you, so you have to deal with that. And obviously making weight as well. So you've got like 100 things on your mind, and you just want to get in there and knock someone out.
Obviously, one of the things on your mind will be Cesar Nunes. What do you know about him? I mean, if you look at his record, he's fought Eder Berlanga, who is touted to do massive things. He's fought Vincent Feigenbutz. There is 2 losses, 2 credible names. But what do you know about him and his style?
Yeah, I've looked at him a little bit. Just come forward fighter. It's going to be tough. And as you say, they've only lost to 2 good opponents. So I've got to look good on this and hopefully go on to bigger things with Billy Joe and all the other world champions.
Yeah, I want to talk about Billy Joe in a little bit. So you say he's going to come forward. You say he's going to be tough. How do you nullify that? I mean, are we going to expect a boxing clinic from yourself?
Yeah. Boxing move, use my jab, keep it long. He's a lot smaller than me, so yeah, I've got to keep it long and keep smart. Can't be any slip-ups in this fight, and just got to keep it long and keep it smart.
Yeah, because a slip-up for you in this fight and everything you spoke about with Billy Joe and what's penciled in is gone. I mean, it's wiped. So although it might not be the biggest name you fought some good domestic guys as well. But is this probably the biggest fight of your career because of what can come next?
Yeah. All my fights are big, but there's a lot on the line with this. I've got to go out there and do it with flying colours. And with him, it's his world title shot as well. If he beats me, he'll think he can get up there. So yeah, it's going to be a tough fight, and hopefully I come out with a W.
Billy Joe, I was thinking in the back of my head that if Billy Joe's going to fight in December and it's not going to be Callum Smith, it's not going to be Canelo, that it could potentially be you, that their team might want to get a mandatory out of the way and push for big things next year. But it hasn't turned out to be you. Is it ever something that was on the horizon?
I'm not too sure. I don't think they've ever asked us, but obviously I'll be mandatory soon, so there won't be like ducking. You can't be ducking, and you got to box your mandatories. But from what I know, I've never heard of it going to be me.
Well, like you said, you're going to be called as mandatory at some point, and you're in a weird position. You could either get called as mandatory, he goes to fight Callum or Canelo, and the mandatory's pushed aside. You could be the mandatory that stops one of the big fights happening. You could also fight for a vacant belt if the belts are fragmented. I mean, is there anything that you'd prefer? Do you want to fight one of the best? Do you want a vacant title where you can get an easier route to win a world title? What do you want?
Obviously, if you're going to box a world for the world title, you want to beat a world champion. If a vacant belt comes up, obviously I'll take it, but you want to be known that you've beat a world champion. And if you're boxing like for a vacant one, you're just going to be boxing another nobody, as people say. But yeah, I'd rather box a world champion than like Callum Smith, Caleb Plant, or Billy Joe.
Have you got your eye on anyone else? Obviously, the WBO rankings is what's looking like it's going to get you there. I mean, say the belts are unified by someone. Yeah. There's so many guys at the top. Is there one particular that you've got your eye on, or is it just Billy Joe?
No, I'm highly ranked in the IBF as well. I think I'm number 2 in IBF, and I was making to box for IBF final eliminator against this German kid, but he's pulled out, and that's why I'm boxing Nunes now. So yeah, I could go that way, Celeb Plant, IBF way.
Well, look, it seems like there's a way that the Brits can get their hands on the belts and we could have some really tasty fights. So that's good. If you win on Friday night, are you going to be watching the main event from the perspective of trying to pick holes perhaps in Billy Joe or even Martin if he's winning the fight?
Yeah, obviously I'll be watching. I don't really watch fights like pick holes or anything like that, because every fight's going to be different. The opponent will box me different than what they'll box. Say if Billy Joe's boxing beats Martin Murray, he'll box me different. But yeah, I'll be watching, watch for them little tricks and that, see what they're doing, and hopefully capitalise on it.
Do you think the fights you've had so far prepare you for a world title? I mean, your three biggest were probably Luke Blackledge, Darryl Williams, and then Rohan Murdoch. Do you think those three fights are enough to prepare you for, say, a world title fight next May time?
You never know when you're going prepared. Like who you're meant to beat to know if you're prepared for a world title. You don't know when you're there, when you're about to box for a world title. But yeah, I've had some good wins. Obviously with the British title, when I injured my arm in the second round, so I could look a bit better than that. But I showed my grit and my determination. The same with Rohan Murdoch. He was a tough opponent. He was meant to be number one WBO, and I was number 2, and that was meant to be put up for a final eliminator. But somehow Canelo got in front, because obviously money talks in boxing, and yeah, that's the way it is.
As I say, you said somehow, and then you said money talks. I was thinking it's because money talks. So yeah, like I said, there's a way that all the Brits could potentially get their hands on the world titles, and we could have some good fights on the horizon. Callum Smith will obviously be vying to get his hands, defend his world titles, I suppose. Almost people seeing Canelo as a champion, but he's going to be the underdog in the fight. How do you see that one playing out?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good fight, to be fair. I feel like he'll have to box a bit different than what he did with John Ryder. He'll have to use his jab a bit more, keep it rangy. You don't want to be getting him involved inside with Canelo. But yeah, I think he should keep it long, and hopefully he'll get the win and bring it back to Britain.
Is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. And your debt won't be the only thing keeping you up at night. Debt KO, free impartial advice on all your debt.